Today's Manna. 가스펠라이프 철치 데니얼 김 목사가 보내드리는 시간입니다.
The friends and family of KCBS, my name is Daniel from Gospelife Church in Chicago, and welcome to today's Manna. Have you ever felt like your to-do list is just never ending? Your work, making errands, ministry, family responsibilities. You know, it can feel like there's actually just no pause button. And that's exactly what's happening in this story. Jesus comes to home of two sisters, Mary and Martha. Let's take a look at Luke chapter 10 from verse 38 to 42. It says, "And now, as they went on their way, he entered a village. And a woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his teaching. But Martha was distracted with much serving. And she went up to him and said, 'Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her to help me.' But the Lord answered her, 'Martha, Martha, you're anxious and troubled about many things, but one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen a good portion, which will not be taken away from her.'" You see, Martha dives right into the prep work, wanting everything to be perfect. And Mary, on the other side, she is simply sitting at Jesus' feet. And in the midst of frustration, Martha says, "Why is my sister not helping me? Tell her to help me." But Jesus' response is gentle but very clear, where he says, "You're anxious about many things, but it's only the one thing that is necessary." You must remember that Martha was not doing anything wrong. She was serving, but her heart was distracted. And we do the same thing. Our lives are full of good things that pulls away from the one thing that actually truly matters, which is your time with Jesus. It's a reminder that relationship with Christ must come before any activity. Even the best tasks can become distractions if they push us away from his presence. And Mary chose wisely. She recognized that listening to Jesus, learning from him, and being in his presence was a priority. Her choice was not laziness, but it was a spiritual intentionality. You know, in our life, too often we think our worth comes from what we do, but Jesus reminds us that being with him, abiding in him, is a source of life and perspective, and everything else flows out of that foundation. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack every single day. You fill it with responsibilities, worries, and tasks. Eventually, it's exhausting. But the one thing that actually should be always inside your backpack is Jesus, who is not heavy. It anchors everything. When Jesus Christ is at the center, even the hard work of life feels lighter, purposeful, and ordered. I want to really challenge you here today to take a look at your spiritual backpack. What good things are taking your focus from one thing that's necessary, which is Jesus? Prioritize daily time with him. Even 10 minutes of prayer, reading scripture, or quiet reflection can transform your day. Let your service flow from your relationship with Christ, and doing without being leads to a burnout. And this is a danger zone. And being without doing leads to peace. Martha was busy, but Mary chose the one thing that matters, sitting at Jesus' feet. Today, we are invited to make the same choice. Don't let good things distract you from the best things. Choose Jesus. Sit with him. Listen to him and let him shape your heart. I want to really ask you to sit on his final word, where he says, "One thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the good portion, which will not be taken away from her." Make that your focus, and everything else will fall into a proper place. Choosing the one thing does not mean that you stop serving. It does not mean that you ignore responsibility. It means that we let our being with Jesus fuel our doing. When our hearts are anchored in him, service becomes meaningful, our work becomes fruitful, and our relationship becomes grounded in love rather than stress. So today, I want to ask you something. Are you living like Martha? Are you living a life that's busy and distracted by many things? Or are you living by Mary, who's focused on one thing? And even for a few minutes each day, I want to encourage you to make the choice to pause, sit at his feet, and let God speak to you in your heart. Let His word guide you, His presence calm you, and His love shape everything that you do.
지금까지 가스펠라이프 처치의 데니얼 킴 목사였습니다. 성경이나 예수 그리스도에 관해서 더 알기를 원하시는 분은 시카고 기독교 방송 전화 847-583 영원 구원으로 연락 바랍니다.